Every coffee needs a lotus.
It's nice easing back into old routines, only now with extra care. Let's do it for ourselves, for our loved ones, for everyone's safety.
Hurry up, let's go. Let's go.
And staying safe starts at home.
Nice.
From how we work and learn, to the little ways we find joy. If you must head out, take extra care. Making a small effort, being mindful, they go a long way to keeping us all safe. The health of all depends on each one of us. So let's work together, using new tools and keeping to our new habits to protect the people we love. At work, let's all be good team players.
Hi, morning. How are you? Good.
A little distance between us today will be good for us all tomorrow. A little care can protect the one thing that means the world to us. So let's do our part.
The views and opinions expressed by the speaker Host, commentator, or other third party in ARIVA webinars, e-learning events, and/or virtual masterclass are those of the speaker, host, commentator, or third party and do not necessarily reflect and represent the views and opinions of ARIVA. Furthermore, ARIVA does not warrant, express, or imply the merchantability and fitness for a particular purpose of any product information, service, or process presented by the speaker, host, commentator, or third party, and ARIVA specifically disclaims any legal liability or responsibility for the accuracy, completeness, or usefulness of any product information, service, or process presented. Finally, material or information presentation, opinion, process, or service by, on any trade name, trademark, manufacturer, or otherwise during ARIVA webinars, e-learning events, and/or virtual masterclass do not constitute or imply ARIVA's endorsement or recommendation of such opinion, process, service, item, or organization.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to ARIVA Academy's free live webinar with the topic Leadership Skills in the New Landscape of Work, Leading in a Highly Disruptive VUCA World. So good afternoon. I am Kate and I am excited to be with everyone this afternoon, learning from all of you and from our speaker as well. So now, before I introduce our speaker, I have a few reminders to make sure that the webinar this afternoon will run smoothly. ARIVA is committed to protecting your privacy, hence stricter security of this webinar has been implemented. So for better viewing of your Zoom experience, we encourage you to please update your Zoom application by visiting their website. And for those of you that are using their mobile gadgets to view this webinar, you can go to either the Google Play Store or the Apple Store so you can download and install the Zoom app. Now, I want to know who here is joining in ARIVA Academy for the first time. If it's your first time, can you type hi in the chat box so that we can welcome you? Also, please let us know where you're watching us from. I am here in Parañaque City right now. It's a very sunny afternoon. I hope wherever you are, you're having a really good weather, especially to our friends who are watching us from out of town. We have a lot of friends who are outside Metro Manila. We have friends from Agusan del Norte, from Aklan, from Bacolod, from Baguio, from Bataan, from Batangas, from Bicol, from Bontoc, Mountain Province, from Butuan, from Cabanatuan, Nueva Ecija, from Cagayan de Oro, wow, from Capiz, from Cebu, from Sorsogon, from Cotabato, from Daet in Camarines Norte, from Davao, Davao del Norte, from Dumaguete, from Gapan City, from Jensen, hello, from Iloilo, from Isabela, from Laguna, magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. We also have friends from Leyte, Maupay, hello, from Negros Oriental, from Nueva Vizcaya, from Olongapo, from Pampanga, Pangasinan, Puerto Galera, Puerto Princesa, Surigao del Norte, from Tarlac, and also from Zamboanga City, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. Magandang hapon, Pilipinas. We also have friends, of course, here in Metro Manila. I'm seeing from Manila, from Malate, from Pasay, from Quezon Province, La Union, hello. From BGC, that's just in Taguig. Medyo kapit-bahay lang ng Paranaque. Good afternoon from Mandaluyong as well, from Bataan, from Makati. Hello, someone's from Pasig. Hello, Larry. Good afternoon to you from Lucena as well. Wow, we really have a lot of participants. We're happy to have you here. And if ever you've attended in the past, welcome back to ARIVA Academy. Thank you for being with us again. We also have someone from Iligan City. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Now, let us do an audio check because I want to make sure that once our speaker is on screen, wala kayong ma-miss out sa kanyang discussion. So please type 111 here in the chat box if you can hear me loud and clear. You can also type 222 if you cannot hear anything, or 2121 if you can hear me but the sound is breaking up, or type question mark if you don't understand what is happening, and we will try to help you out. Okay, I'm checking. I am seeing 111s here in the chat box. That's good news. Thank you for that. Later, we'll have a 10-minute break, and I'll be announcing that later. So something exciting will also be happening during that time. Participants' microphones will be temporarily disabled by our administrator during the discussion just to avoid interruptions. But for those of you who might have questions, we will allot a few minutes before we end our session for Q&A, okay? So you can click the raise hand button so you can ask your questions directly to our speaker, or you can also type your questions here in the chat box, and then during our Q&A portion, I will be reading them. An e-certificate of attendance will be awarded to participants who will successfully complete the entire virtual masterclass. And as proof of your attendance, please make sure that your camera is turned on all throughout our session, okay? For those of you who are able to, please make sure your cameras are turned on all throughout the session. And certificates will be available 3 to 5 days after our e-learning session. Now, please help us build and improve our service with your comments and feedback. You can scan this QR code that will bring you to the feedback form, or click the link that we will post here in the chat box before we end our session. That will also bring you to the feedback form. Fill out the form and then send it back to us. We'll greatly appreciate it. There you have it. Now I'm ready to introduce our speaker. Today's speaker is the President and Chief Trainer of HVM Training Services, which provides continuing professional development programs for professionals in the workplace. He is a fellow of Royal Institute of Management Singapore, a world-class multidisciplinary professional organization which recognizes excellence globally. He is a PRC accredited author and speaker for the continuing professional development of the members of the Philippine Institute of Certified Public Accountants. He has 25 years of experience in the areas of leadership training and development, people management, sales, marketing, consultancy, public speaking, and teaching. He is also a firm believer in Filipino excellence. He started in 2010 the What Makes a Global Filipino Seminar, campus and corporate tour, which to this day aims to motivate and inspire Filipinos to aspire for greatness and to inform them of the keys to make it big in the time of globalization. So ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome our speaker, Mr. Howell Mabalot.
Thank you so much, sa buong technical team. Siyempre, nandito ang daan-daang participants and leaders from all parts of the Philippines. Palakpakan naman natin yung sarili natin. Thank you for making this a success. It takes a village to raise a child. It takes a village to teach a soul. And what do we teach somebody? We teach someone about life. And when we talk about life, we always say that life is our teacher. And because life is our teacher, we have learned so much about defeat, about failures, about all other things that we experienced, especially during the last 3 years of VUCA world. Ano ba yung VUCA at bakit ba may leadership? So maraming salamat, Miss Kate, and if it's okay with you, I will be sharing my PowerPoint presentation now.
Yes, please. Yes, please. We're eager to listen to
Alam mo,
you.
Miss Kate, I would want to do this for a day. Unfortunately, we only have
Yes.
an
Limited time. Yes.
my best. Ayan. Miss Kate, always pretty in pink. Ayan.
Thank you.
So, nakasalamin ka para kang yung mga high-profile lawyers sa New York City or yung mga lawyers na bumababa sa Capitol Hill, naglalobby about their advocacies in life and what they believe in and what they fight for. Ayan. Force for good. Ayan. Lakas maka-force for good. Maraming salamat. So everybody, if you are a leader right now, I'm sure a lot of you are, if not all of you are, all 412 of us. If there's one thing that you find challenging about your job now as a leader of a team, a family, a church, a community, a group of people, or kahit tropa nyo, what is it? What is it that you find the most challenging? Fulfilling your role as a leader. Type in your answer now and let's see, Miss Kate, if may mga interesting input sila. Ayan. Sige, everybody. Ayan. Type in your answer now. So, Miss Kate, I'm not sure if I am sharing my screen now.
You are sharing it, but it's not yet played. You
Okay.
can see all the slides.
So, share na natin. May mga inputs na ba sila? One thing that they find...
Yes. Let me read them. Okay. Engaging people towards the vision of the organization.
Engaging people. Alisin natin yung vision of the organization. Let's focus on engagement, whether it's a realization of a vision, understanding each other's suffering and pain, helping each other out of the pit, making sure that a suicidal person will listen to you and give themselves a chance so that they will be at least taking that chance not only to be on the road to recovery, but also to be on the road towards achieving what they truly believe in. Ayan. So,
Yes.
connection and engagement. Ano pa, Ma'am Kate?
Another one, and this one is from Lord Philomer, retention. Ryan is saying people. Lucy is saying dealing with people's differences. Leonila, handling people. The same with Adora. Jean is saying people management. Larissa is also saying retention and handling people. A lot of them are saying handling people.
Thank you, Ms. Kate. I'm glad that everybody here right now understands that the most important role as a leader is about people, how we stimulate the action within them, how we inspire them. Otherwise, they will be expired if they're not inspired, etc., etc. So, all the more now that we have experienced a lot, kung makita natin, it's an AI, it's a robot, it processes and pretends to be feeling. But the truth about what differentiates for example, a human being from an AI is that AI can only mimic emotions, but human beings, we really feel it in every cell of our body, all billions of them within us. We feel the tingling in our hearts and in our skin and in our mind and in our soul. We get stimulated, we get painful emotions. We feel it in our gut, we feel it in our stomach, we feel it in our hearts, and we feel it in our skin. And that's what AI right now cannot still truly simulate. They can pretend to be listening and empathetically. They can pretend to hurt with us, but the truth is they cannot do that. And that is good news for all of us. And in this fourth industrial revolution, when most of our jobs are being replaced by mechanisms, machines, AI, robotics, what cannot be replaced to this day is the ability to relate to people, the ability to feel their pain, and the ability to make them suffer less. So, leadership skills, new landscape, leading in the disruptive. Ginulo lahat tayo. Ginulo ng pandemya ang ating mundo. Disrupted our plans, our dreams, our projected milestones. So what do we do now? Our objectives, it was listed, by the way, sa ating, when we register, we're talking about expectations. So we want you to understand how VUCA will impact your leadership style today. How can you lead people when things are volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous? And how can we lead effectively in the VUCA world? Also, let's identify ways so that you can build a culture that's resilient, a culture that's agile, a culture that will be a breeding ground for excellence to flourish. So, the first topic I'll be discussing is leading in a VUCA world. So, ano ba yung VUCA? Hindi ito yung VUCA ang bulaklak, papasok ang reyna. Pag-usapan natin yan later. Biggest challenges, sabi nyo kanina, tao, engagement, retention, motivation, unity, ano pa, working together, etc. It's all about people. Thirdly, now, the modern world using AI, but definitely they still need the feeling human beings, the empathetic human beings, the compassionate human beings as a part of a winning formula to lead in the modern world. We'll also compare traditional leadership styles, pasay na. Ibig sabihin, huwag na natin gamitin ngayon. Or kung gagamitin natin, during special occasions na lang. And what do we do instead as a VUCA leader? We'll also be showing you ways so that you can support these individuals kasi every individual has greatness within him or her. Find the seeds of greatness, and it's all in us, no matter how small a living creature is. An ant has a great seed within it, or within him, or within her. So that when little organisms become super organisms, when an ant unites with a million other ants, they can devour even the biggest elephant or beast in a jungle. That's the power of greatness that we need to really find. Everybody has a seed of greatness. Everybody say, I have a seed of greatness within me. Sabay-sabay, I have a seed of greatness within me. So, hahanapin natin yan. So, moving forward, what is VUCA? VUCA, pag sinabing VUCA, volatile, ang bilis magbago. Nagugulat ka na lang that you have to throw out the window your strategic plan result last December 2022. Kasi may pagbabago, mabilis, at malaki ang impact nito sa inyong plano. When you thought that everything would be okay, you were wrong. When you thought you'd have a smooth sailing voyage, whether with your family, or your colleagues, or your spiritual brothers and sisters, and then you'd find out you were wrong. Ang bilis magbago. Presyo ng sibuyas, asukal, nagbabago. Tao, nagbabago. Kaibigan, nagbabago. Empleyado, nagbabago. Employers, nagbabago. Everybody say, what you value will guide you. Sabay-sabay, what you value will guide you. So in times of volatility, what do we value the most? Shall we value health more than money? Or shall we sacrifice our security and safety for money and fame? Volatile. Next is uncertainty. Tayo ba? Meron bang tayo? Ano ba yung label natin? Yan ang sabi ng mga Zennials at Millennials sa panahong ito. They couldn't predict anymore if long-distance relationship would work. If working from home or working from anywhere would still work in 2023, and they couldn't anymore forecast or predict the outcome. Everything somehow is uncertain. Wala nang kasiguraduhan. Akala nyo kayo? Hindi pala. Akala nyo may 14th month pay? Wala pala. Akala nyo, basta lahat ng akala. Usually, mali. And that's what we call uncertainty. Unpredictable. Hindi natin inaasahan. Ano naman yung complexity? Masalimuot, magulo, maraming sapin-sapin at interconnected na mga nerves and neurons and relationships, so that if you decide to either leave or stay, complex will be the impact. Give your people a raise or not, complex will be an impact. It will impact not only the human being that you are, but the people around you and the people around them. It will be a ripple effect of interconnected impact. Why? Because this is multi-layered. If you decide to punish those who are doing bad, you may be giving or opening wide, swinging wide open the gate so that your people would resign. If you will be cuddling them and just purely hugging them without any expectations, they will be non-performing assets within the company. Complex, hindi madali, masalimuot, difficult. Ambiguity, malabo. It's like a foggy and hazy vision. We are not sure of what's in store anymore for the Xennials, Millennials, Gen X, diba? Baby boomers, and even the existing and still living silent generation, 75 years old and up, etc., etc. So ambiguous, nothing is clear. Walang malinaw, walang madali. Then, if this is the world that we live in, we either deny it or accept it. But the thing is, denial will not solve the problem. Denial will not make the problem go away. So instead of denying that the world is VUCA now, let's instead accept it and navigate our way through the VUCA world. It is exciting, by the way. In fact, right now, the upside of VUCA world is that, ano kayang mangyayari ngayon? How can I be agile today? What new decisions shall I make? What wrong decision shall I be making right now? And somehow, if there is a stimulation left and right, up and down, out and within, outside of us and within us, then we are always on our toes. We are always active. And the good thing about it is that it stimulates us to be more creative and problem solving. Now, you as a leader, pag sinabing volatility or being volatile, you can easily change a state from one to another, a state of grace to a state of curse, a state of happiness to a state of sadness, a state of prosperity to a state of poverty, a state of joy to a state of loneliness, a state of love to a state of hate. Volatile. Mood and personality change a lot. Mabait ngayon, mamaya lang galit na. Or maaring dati silang magagalitin at mayabang, ngayon bumait na, natuto. Mood and personality change rapidly. Political climate change every 3 years. In fact, within 3 years, a lot of political, we know, zarzuela happens still. So that some other politicians will be flying from one political party to another, especially in the Philippines, advancing maybe their personal agenda, but also trying to belong to a group that promotes the same values and upholds the same principles that they do. Pero walang kasiguraduhan. Economic condition, thank God, somehow in the past 3 years, we're somehow getting there, not yet stable, but we're on our way to recovery. Why? I see that the indicators there would be the traffic in EDSA, the full capacity malls and theaters, restaurants opening left and right, sprucing every week, new businesses, small, medium, micro enterprises, and that's a good thing. However, the economy itself is still volatile. Business strategies. Before, We have a solid plan, set on stone way of doing business. Now, you have to be creative so that your creativity, you can be your weapon to succeed in the VUCA world. Now, when we talk about uncertainty, unpredictable events and outcomes, it could be unpredictable climate and weather. Walang bagyo, bumabaha, di ba? At yung dating hindi typhoon belt, doon naman dumadaan ang bagyo. And we are not the biggest emitter. In fact, Neil, we are not actually a big contributor to the carbon emission of countries all over the world, but we are the main and the sole, if not the first, victim of climate change. Sa ating nabubuo sa Pacific Ocean, dumadaan sa atin, tayo ang unang hinahagupit. Security of tenure. Bakit? Kasi pwedeng mag-fold up ang business. Or pwedeng may mas magaling sa'yo. O pwedeng magbawas ng trabaho. And then business outcome. Ang laki ng puhunan, eventually, in 3 months, hindi nangyari yung business model, business plan, and business projection. You will lose your hard-earned money. You could lose your family heir. Maybe what you have inherited from your parents or grandparents would be gone to ashes in a month or so. Also, world peace. Ukraine, Russia, Taiwan, China, and the most recent war online. Galit na galit ang Pilipinas, Thailand, Indonesia kasi hindi nakapasok sa top 16 ng Miss Universe. Walang world peace, ang gugulo. So the thing now is even world peace is uncertain. And what do we do now? We even look at the complexity, the multi-layered factors. Mahal mo o mahal ka? Diba? Yung mahal mo o mahal ka? Mag-aasawa o mananatiling single? Magiging single mom or single dad or mananatiling childless? Is it about saving my mental health or is it about sacrificing my mental health for a dream of building a house? Multi-layered. That every decision you make, somebody will get hurt. You make yourself happy, other people will be angry, will be sad. You make them happy, but you eventually will suffer. So multi-layered factors, issues, interconnections, even logistics and supply. Pag mahal ng bigas, sabi ko nga kanina, at sukal at sibuyas, they blame it on interruptions when it comes to logistics and supply chain. And prices of basic commodities are soaring high. So what do we do? One of my clients is National Nutrition Council, and they are promoting use of alternative food in the Philippines that can, for example, if you don't have rice, matagal lang ginagawa ng Pilipino yan, eat corn, eat kalabasa, eat kamote, eat gabi, eat balinghoy. So, but then, if we are not flexible, in fact, there are some diets, for example, ketogenesis or ketogenic diet or South Beach diet, they do away with carbs. They don't eat bread, they don't eat rice, and they just eat vegetables for South Beach diet, and for ketosis or keto diet, they just eat fat or fatty food. So there are plenty of ways to move around and go around and change the way you eat and then consume for your basic sustenance. Keeping or firing an employee. If you keep an employee who is not performing well, you will be frustrated. If you fire an employee who are not performing well, you will feel, teka, may pamilya siya. Teka, makukonsensya naman ako kasi bagong silang ng kanyang sanggol, etc., etc. Keeping or firing an employee could be multi-layered and in terms of emotional, economic impact. And staying in or leaving a relationship. Ayaw mong maging single, pero you're in a toxic relationship, etc., etc. So what my point is right now is that the VUCA world is truly difficult to understand, but can be navigated using our creativity, complexity, openness. And, psychologists and psychiatrists would say that there's neuroplasticity, which means our brain can still rework itself. Even to the last breath, our brain can keep on changing and innovating and developing itself. So we should be able to embrace change with hope, with tenacity, with agility, and with perseverance. So, ambiguity naman, nothing is clear. Malabo ang lahat. Akala nyo kayo na, hindi pa pala. Mental state, akala mo masaya ka na, and then something happens. And then you became depressed again. I pity people, especially young people, Xennials and Millennials, mostly Xennials, who are just figuring out who you are. Back then, we Gen X don't have a lot of people to compare ourselves with. But now you compare yourself with people from all parts of the world, young people your age, who live better, eat better, travel more, have better relationships, have beautiful friends around them. And you will look at yourself and say, but ako walang ganun. Buti pa siya, buti pa siya. And when you see just one person, but the thing is, you see 1,000 more people a day who are better than you, who are better than us. And therefore, all the more chances of us being depressed. Am I correct? And I'm sure that not only Xennials and Millennials will agree, even Gen X, and maybe baby boomers will agree, buti pa siya successful, buti pa siya masaya, buti pa siya. And when we get to compare ourselves with people who are doing better than us at the present moment, we can be sacrificing our mental state, and our mental health will, of course, be taken a toll. The health of because of those concepts of comparing ourselves to others. The future of Gen Y and Z. Gen Z, sasabihin nila, may career pa ba para sa akin? Gen Y, kaya ko pa bang magbumuo ng pamilya? Mas mataas pa ang kilo ng sibuyas sa arawan ko, etc., etc. Retirement plan of Gen X. Ako at 50, people would say to me, Howell, what's your retirement plan? I don't have a retirement plan because I don't plan on retiring. I love my job. I'm passionate about what I do. And I hope and pray to God that if I would get to live, let's say, to 75 or 84 years old, gusto ko at the last moment of my life, I would still be inspiring people. I would still be talking. I would still be giving webinars and seminars and conducting learning events the night before the last day of my life. And then I would go to sleep, and the following day, I would wake up on the other side of the world, which means eternity. That's what I want. I love what I do. But to some of you who already are tired of, bored by, and already are frustrated by the work that you do, you are looking forward to retiring at 55, at 60 and 65. But hey, baby boomers and Gen X, baby boomers 70 plus, can we still have a stable, sure, and financially secured future? Can we afford really to not work a day for the next 20 years of our existence? Nothing is sure. Longevity. Some kids would die at 18. Some would die at 98. Some would die because of chronic diseases. Some would die because of accidents. Even happiness is ambiguous. Ano pa ba? Masaya. What will make me happy? I don't know anymore. Even the strength of a relationship, invested ka sa kanya, pero invested pala siya sa iba, sa club, di ba? So everything now is ambiguous. So what do we do? Let's face the biggest challenges of leaders in the 21st century. I hope I'm making sense, okay? So the three things that we need to focus on as leaders, 3 T's of leadership is task, team, and tao. Wala nang iba. You were appointed to leadership position, you were elected to leadership position because there is a mandate, a task, or a target. As a president, economic recovery and welfare of the Filipino people or of people in Ukraine, or kung sino mang presidente ka o puno ka ng isang bansa. Or pwedeng sa inyong barangay, o sa inyong tahanan, o sa inyong mga anak, o sa inyong magkakapatid if you're the breadwinner of the family. And tao, people who work with and under you and for you. Let's focus on task. Ito ha, in the 21st century, dapat challenging. Otherwise, maboboard yung tao niyo. Ano ba ito? Boring naman itong trabaho ko. Makahanap nga ng iba. Pero, but you make it too challenging, you will exhaust your people. Mapapagod sila. Yung tipong naisip pa lang nilang maglulunes. Katatapos lang, Friday or Saturday, Sunday, Saturday ang work nila, half day. Monday to Saturday, half day. Pero nag-breakfast pala sila ng linggo, umiiyak na sila. Kasi ito na naman, papasok na naman, makikipagsiksikan na naman, makikipag-away na naman, etc. etc. Uubusin mo naman yung oras mo sa isang bagay na ayaw mong gawin. Do you just live to slave yourself to work so that you can eat and not pursue your passion anymore? So make your people's job challenging, but not too exhausting. Make it innovative, pero yung innovation na relatable pa rin, hindi ka robot. May sense of connection pa rin. Because we also are in ARIVA working with tech companies, and it's either you innovate or you die. You'll get left behind, di ba? You will become Jurassic, di ba? Pero the thing about tech companies is, yes, they innovate technologically, but they invest in soft skills, training their people about one-on-one coaching, creating a culture of coaching, leading their people well, leading with a heart, compassionate leaders. So dapat, you're innovating, but you also are making people feel that you see them, you feel them, and you care for them. Make your work meaningful, or otherwise, sasabihin lang, wala namang kabuluhan to. Kung di lang ako mahirap, hindi ako magtatrabaho dito. So they stay in the company. At dahil hindi sila masaya, walang meaning yung trabaho nila, susungitan nila yung makakausap nila, mabagal sila magtrabaho. They don't feel fulfilled, so they are not passionate about what they do. They don't feel they are rewarded enough. They are not given enough money. They're not given enough acknowledgement. They're not praised enough. So they get tired. And what will be the feedback from your customers? 3 out of 10 stars when it comes to customer service excellence, satisfaction, and happiness. Poor you. Lahat kawawa. Kawawa yung napipilitan lang magtrabaho. Kawawa rin naman yung pinuno, yung leader na nag-aalaga at nagmamanage ng taong napipilitan lang magtrabaho. Kawawa rin yung kumpanya kung saan ang mga tao ay napipilitan lang magtrabaho. So what do? Make sure that the work is challenging enough, innovative enough, and meaningful, fulfilling, and rewarding enough. Pero wag natin silang sasagarin, papagurin, gagamitin. Okay? Let's look at teams. Why? Because teams, they are the superorganisms. Sabi ko kanina, a single ant can do nil. Wala siyang masyado magawa. But if a single ant will join a colony of 1,000, 100,000, 1,000,000 other ants, grabe, they can devour the forest, the jungle, and they can dominate the food, cycle. So inclusive, not divisive, yung team natin. If we laugh at LGBTQA+, you are divisive. If you laugh at, and if you exclude people, let's say politically, you exclude people who are wearing pink or wearing red or wearing green, you are divisive. If you exclude people for believing differently, ikaw, you don't believe in God, they believe in God, or maybe you have a different religion, etc., if you will be divisive. In this world, we can't afford to divide ourselves anymore. We're too broken to be divisive at this time. We need unity. We need unification. We need to work hand in hand. Let the less broken take care of the more broken. So if they are dressing up differently, if their lifestyle is not different than you are, their sexuality is not aligned with your own, if their morality you think is maybe not aligned with your own religious belief, find the common ground. And what's the common ground? You all want to be human beings who are compassionate, who would want to work hard for the family, who would want to give their best and shine in whatever they do. So look for what is common and not what is different. Inclusive, not divisive. Huwag kayong mambubuli. Don't bully them for their race, for their economic background, for their marital status. Never. You should be, instead, it's inclusive. Respectful, not spiteful. Huwag mong yurakan ang dangal ng mahirap kaysa sayo, medyo slow kaysa sayo, mababa ang pinag-aralan kaysa sayo, or mas mamumurahin ang eskwelahan kumpara sa ibinayad ng magulang mo sa tuition fee mo. Huwag kang magmayabang. Instead, if you have the upper arm, if you have more, say, knowledge, you have more skills, take it upon yourself and be accountable and be responsible enough so that you will help those who are weak. If you are the stronger link, help those who are weak instead of spitefully belittling them. Be respectful. Don't disrespect your parents or your children, your brothers, your sisters, or maybe your perceived enemy, or not an ally at least. Be respectful. Igalang natin lahat. Kahit sabihin natin na, makasalanan, marumi, masama ugali, kapag mata, just respect it. And let's hope that we become people who affect the world we're in. Thirdly, be cooperating, not competing. Same with being inclusive and not divisive. You don't compete, otherwise you'd lose. If you compete, lahat na lang binibili mo para ikaw yung mas may mamahaling relo, mas may mamahaling kotse, mas may mamahaling bag, mas may malayong nararating when you travel the world. I'm telling you, and I'm 100% sure, somebody else is far greater than you. They have traveled far and wide, even more than you did. They are billionaires compared to you, a millionaire, a mere multi-millionaire. They have jets, they have haciendas. And when that happens, when you compete with them, you already lose. So instead of focusing on competing and belittling those who are below you, imagine if the same people above you have the same mindset about you. So you will have to instead compete, cooperate. Fourthly, strengthen. Strengthening, not discouraging. Bullying is trampling upon people who are already downtrodden. Nakadapa na, niyurakan mo pa. Durog na nga ang puso, pinagtatawanan mo pa. Pangit na nga, sinishame mo pa. Sawing palad na nga, pinangangalandakan mo pa yung kahinaan niya. What good will it give you? What good will it do? When all you do is discourage those who are weak and broken and depressed and helpless. If you have the upper hand, strengthen them. We need leaders who will strengthen the people around them. Let the less broken take care of the more broken. As a quote from the movie starred by Gina Davis in the 1980s have said. Now, tao. Ito it all boils down to tao. You have to be self-aware and self-governing. Otherwise, other people will control you. Some people who are not or experiencing self-confidence crisis are vulnerable to bullying, to peer pressure. Therefore, kung nagda-drugs yung tropa niya, he wants or she wants to belong, magdodroga rin siya. At dahil pinipressure siyang mag-shoplift ng tropa niya to usher in para maging part ng sorority, because she has low self-esteem, mag-shoplift siya only to be seen by CCTV and caught by the security guard and have your record in NBI. Self-aware. Be self-governing. Be self-controlling. Kung wala kang pagpipigil sa sarili, then you will be at the mercy of your emotion. That's what you call emotional hijack. Kapag galit ka, you will say bad things you will regret later. You will hurt people you love and regret it later. Why? Because it's not you. It's your intense emotion that's taking over you. So be self-aware and be self-governing so that when other people are opening their mouth, you have the strength to shut your mouth up. Especially when you know that what you'll say will only damage what maybe other people's self-concept already. That you will worsen the case and not heal it. Next, leaders, you need to skill up your people, upskill your people in terms of saying their thoughts and expressing their thoughts and emotions. Last night, I was with my niece. We're talking about difficulty in math. Sabi ko, Precious, it's not weakness to ask for help. So when you find it hard to, say, solve a problem in geometry or trigonometry, it's okay. You can ask your professor, Prof or teacher, can you repeat what you have said 5 minutes ago? I just am at a loss right now. In fact, when you start speaking up, all your classmates will be going to speak up as well, or maybe give you a hand, and rescue you. Right now, some people would just commit suicide and not say a word only because they are afraid of speaking up, of being misunderstood. No, speak up. But learn to be skillful in speaking up, because sometimes if we speak up passionately and emotionally, like what I said a while back, you will be at the mercy of your intense emotion and you will regret what you will be saying eventually. Be solution focused. Everybody say recognize and resolve. Ito yung paborito kong saying, recognize and resolve. Let's just say, okay, I have skills problem. Okay, so what will I do next? Okay, I will undergo training. I will subject myself to a lot of shadowing. I will ask for peer-to-peer coaching with those who are senior within the department. Solution focused. If you are overweight, ask yourself, okay, so how will I achieve my ideal weight? If you're underweight, how will I achieve my ideal weight, etc. If you don't have enough savings, okay, what will I do? Shall I tighten my belt so that my salary will be enough, or shall I find creative ways to do side hustles so that I will have multifaceted income? Be solution focused. Why? Because when people dwell in problems, they drown. And when they drown and nobody would be there to help them, they would emotionally die and even commit suicide, taking their own life, because existing is more painful than death itself. So be passionate and committed. Ayaw nating robots who are mimicking and saying, I understand you, I feel you. No, when you say I understand you, they should truly feel that you understand them. Okay? And be committed. Because I always say, when passion fails, commitment will keep you going. Kung passionate ka lang, pag hindi na masaya, uwian na. Pero pag committed ka, kahit di masaya, andyan ka pa. Nagmamahal ka kahit nasasaktan, pumapasok, kahit napapagod, gumigising kahit puyat. Nagtatrabaho kahit gustong magpahinga. Because your people find themselves committed to your vision, to your goal, and to your target. Palakpakan naman natin ang ating mga sarili mabuhay. Ang tatlong T, task, team, and tao. So paano ka magiging leader in the modern world? Be passionate. I hope you can feel, all 426 of you in the Zoom room, that I'm passionate about what I do. At 50, I don't feel like I'm already 50 years old. When it comes to passion, parang feeling ko nga, yung passion level ko emotion level ko, parang nagsisimula pa lang ako. I'm already on my 29th year as a professional after graduating in 1994 as a computer engineer. And yet, how I feel about working every day right now is as passionate, if not even more passionate, than I felt in 1994, first day of work. I'm not kidding. So if you are passionate about what you do, passionate people change the world. Why? Because passionate people are willing to sacrifice a lot. Sleep, happiness, me time, money, other resources, just to pursue their passion so that they can create the beautiful gown that they have in mind and imagine. That they can go to the far-flung area so that they can treat people with catarata, being a doctor, or go outside of your comfort zone and to the grassroots communities and do dental missions, feeding program, rehabilitation of typhoon-devastated towns. Passionate people change the world. So you have to be sure that you love what you do. Buti ako, I love what I do and I get paid for doing it. I hope it's also the same thing for all of us. Unfortunately, the truth is not all of us are passionate about our work. Yung iba sa atin napipilitan lang magtrabaho kasi hindi tayo pinanganak na mayaman. Tinitiis natin ang masamang ugali ng leader natin, ang pangit na kultura na toxic, ang mabaliit na pasweldo ng kumpanya, mga maramot na may-ari. Marami tayong galit sa mundo, pero bakit tayo naririto sa trabahong ito? Kasi kailangan lang natin ng pera. What a pitiful existence if the only driving force of our existence is money. Everybody say, I deserve to be passionately happy. Sabay-sabay? I deserve to be passionately happy. And everybody say, I deserve to be passionately purposeful. Palakpakan natin yung sarili natin. Now, if your job doesn't give you a sense of passion, find something on a weekend. If you're passionate about painting, do it on a Sunday. We have a friend na every Saturday and Sunday, nandun siya sa kanyang mini farm sa Tanay Rizal. Ayan. Kasi passion niya yung mountaineering, hiking, camping. And so no matter how toxic the work is from Monday to Saturday, on a Saturday afternoon and whole Sunday, she is honoring her passion. When you honor your passion, you get to recharge yourself. Now, you have to have a deep personal conviction. What do you believe in? Do you value more your dream than your people? Then you will use your people so you can achieve your dream. Or do you value your people enough so that your people know that you have their backs, that their welfare is in your mind, and that they are part of your plan, your future plans, if I may say. Number 3, be sincere. You don't go around manipulating people. You're sincerely believing that, you know what, I believe you have that seed of greatness, that you can do better, and I would like to help you. Be inspiring. And when I say inspiring communicator, you communicate not only with words, you communicate more with action. Little things. Yung umuwi ka ng Maynila, galing Tacloban, may dala kang pasalubong, binigyan mo sila isa-isa. That's communication of, I care about you. Yung petsa de peligro, nagpaluto ka ng bistek. Huwag na lang bistek kasi mahal lang yung sibuyas. Nagpaluto ka ng adobo, mura, medyo mahal din ang bawang. Chicken adobo, nagpaluto ka ng 4 na chicken, buong chicken. Tapos, ang sabi mo lang sa team mo, magdala lang kayo ng kanin, sagot ko ang ulam. That's communication. The lutong adobo na maraming bawang is telling them that you care about them. And when you sincerely care and inspire people with your words and actions, they will take a bullet for you. Be decisive. Everybody say, leadership is for the brave. Bakit daw po maraming namatay sa mga trahedya? Hindi agad nagdedesisyon. Usually, from Titanic, di ba? Kahit si Jack namatay, although fictional character yon, to devastations, yung mga tropical cyclones and typhoons in the Philippines, 10,000, 25,000, 300, isang pamilya, hindi agad nakalabas ng buhay kasi indecisive. Ano ba? Lalabas ba tayo? Ano ba? In a trap. Right now, in the VUCA world, you have to be decisive. You have to be brave. And you have to understand that regardless you make decision in favor of one person or another, or altruism ang inuuna mo, or maybe you want to be whether your decision is backed up by good intention or not, people will still have a say. Leadership role can be thankless sometimes. They will see what you are not capable of delivering or what you failed at delivering. And be humble and open to suggestions. We don't have the monopoly of knowledge. Some people have insights that we are blinded by, that we have never seen in our lives. So be humble. Humility is key to lifelong learning. Like what I mentioned a while back, you can be 84 years old and still learn. Why? Because you're humble enough. Ako po, personally, I conducted this workshop in PICPA. Ang range ng age, from 24 to 84. 6 decades difference. 24-year-old newly passed CPA, 84-year-old auditing firm owner, multi-millionaire. And yet, within this room, the Gen X, the Gen Y, Gen Z, baby boomers, and silent generation are gathered, all wanting to learn. And even 84-year-old had people have that humility to say, I don't know everything. I may have lived for 84 years old, but there's still something that I need to learn. That's why I'm attending this workshop. So palakpakan naman natin yung ever-learning leaders. Yeah! So Miss Kate, I'd like to know, just let me know if I need to already pause for a break or shall we continue with the next topic?
We can go on a break now.
Ayan! And let's hope. Maraming salamat. Palakpakan natin si Miss Kate. I hope I was able to cascade something and contribute something to the personal growth of our people. Thank you, Miss Kate.
Thank you so much, Sir Howell. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. So now it's time for our break. And I mentioned a while ago that we are doing something exciting because right now we are going to play a game. Ayan! Who is excited to play with me? Meron tayong game and it's called, let me just show it. Guess the movie. Ayan na. Yung mga naka-attend in the past, nagta-try na silang mag-guess. Mukhang alam na nila yung gagawin. But for those of you who are joining us for the first time, here's how the game goes. We are going to show you short clips or short trailers of a certain movie, okay? Ayan, mapapanood ninyo, short clips only. And then what you have to do is try to guess the title of that movie. Post it here in the chat box. Guys, don't post anything yet para hindi natin matabunan yung talagang mga answers later. Baka mamaya hindi natin makita ang tama na answer. Okay? So, you will have to guess the title of that movie here in the chat box. Make sure it's the complete and correct title. Okay? And let us do a trial run. Okay? Yung iba alam na yung gagawin, but for the rest, hindi pa nila alam. By the way, I forgot to mention, if ever you are one of the 2 lucky winners, you will be receiving 200 pesos and you will send it to your GCash account. Yeah. Meron kayong pang coffee later after your work. Okay, so here's a trial movie. Let's watch it.
There was an idea to bring together a group of remarkable people. So when we needed them, they could fight the battles that we never could.
There, that's the teaser natin. Trial movie, let's reveal. What is the answer? It is The Avengers. So dito, ang nakikita ko lahat ay Avenger or Avengers. Wala ako nakita pa na okay, may mga humabol just now ng The Avengers. Again, just a reminder, it should be the complete and correct title, okay? So that one is The Avengers, but this next clip will give you 200 pesos. Let's watch it.
They're calling an army.
I've seen firsthand what these things really are.
Bumblebee, there is only one way to end this war. You must protect Earth and its people.
Take it down!
My backpack!
There you go. By the way, please stop spamming the chat box para makita po natin yung mga sumasagot and trying to guess the title of the movie. If ever I see you spamming, I'm sorry, even if you get the correct answer, we won't consider you as the winner, okay? Thank you for that. So here it is. Let me see the answers. We're seeing Transformers, Bumblebee. Okay, na-reveal na agad the answer. And yes, it is Bumblebee, but it's just one word. Kasi may nakikita ko Bumble and Bee. So the first one who was able to type it correctly we have our first winner, and it is our Ardell Idea. Ardell, congratulations. You are our first winner. So Ardell, this is what you have to do. Send your GCash account number to Arriva Academy Philippines here in the chat box. Look for Arriva Academy Philippines, and that is where you will send your GCash account number. Congratulations to our first winner, Ardell. Now, Ardell, nanalo ka na, you won't be able to join the game anymore, okay? Para may chance pa ang iba mong co-participants, okay? So, to everyone else, one more 200 pesos is at stake, and it might be yours. So, let's watch this next clip.
Almost like a premonition. I think there's an attack coming.
My lord, this world will fall.
I need warriors. I'm building an alliance to defend ourselves.
Wow, a lot of answers. Batman. Batman Returns. What else? Justice League. Batman versus Superman. Wonder Woman. Merong Darna. The Dark Knight. Wonder Woman 1984. Let's reveal. What is the title of that movie? It is Justice League. And the first one who was able to type that correctly, we have our last winner for this afternoon. It is Davison Gomez. Congratulations, Davison. You will also receive 200 pesos from Arriva Academy. So please send your GCash account number to Arriva Academy Philippines. Okay? Send it privately so we will protect your privacy. Okay, congratulations, and to the rest of our participants, thank you so much for joining this game. I hope you guys had fun. Now I'll move on with my other announcements before I give the floor back to our speaker. Here it goes. Stay on top of our insights and updates. Stay connected with Arriva Academy. You can join Arriva Academy's Facebook group. You can also like Arriva Academy's Facebook page. You can also follow us in LinkedIn. And also, please visit our website, www.arriva.com.ph. You will see a lot of information about our upcoming learning events and other details there in our website. Again, it's www.arriva.com.ph. You can also join our Arriva Academy Viber community. Scan this QR code that will immediately bring you inside our Viber community. There you go. So see you there. For those of you who might have missed the free live webinars that we had, you can all catch them in our YouTube channels. So you can subscribe to these channels, Arriva Academy and Arriva Talks. And here are some of our upcoming learning events. So I'd like to invite you to be a part of them. We have on a Thursday, that is tomorrow already, effective credit management and debt collection strategies. On January 20, on Friday, positive progressive discipline for the Philippine workplace. On January 25, strategic thinking, analysis, and business sales execution. And on January 26, we have employment, compensation, and employee benefits forum. We've invited 4 speakers coming from DOLE, from SSS, PhilHealth, and Pag-ibig. So they will give us updates about their regulations. So please join us. Again, this will be on January 26 already. The Perfect Pitch, Public Speaking and Presentation Skills Breakthrough will be on January 27. And another free live webinar will happen on February, and this time it's on February 8th, the value of mid-level management, how to empower middle management to drive organizational success. Another one will be on February 9, another webinar. This time the topic is BIR Computerized Accounting System, BIR compliance for medium and large taxpayers. On February 10, we have ethics, privacy, and employee and clients data management, managing data privacy risk in today's global environment. So this one is very timely. I'm sure you will all be very interested in finding out more about this. This will happen on February 10 already. On February 15th, we have exceptional employee onboarding, setting new joiners for success through seamless onboarding experience. We have on February 15th, how to be more assertive in a hybrid work environment. How to handle hazardous materials safely and prevent warehouse incidents will be on February 16th. And for those of you interested in inviting our speakers to conduct a program exclusive for your company or for your team, ARIVA can help you with that. So you can call us at the number flashed on your screen or send us an email. And also, please let us know what topic you have in mind. Here are some of the programs that we offer, but we have a lot more than that. So just give us a call or email us. We'll help you partner with the right speaker under ARIVA Academy Speakers Bureau for that. That goes also if ever you're interested in inviting our speaker, Sir Howell, for an exclusive in-house training for your team. So there you go. We're looking forward to hearing from you again. Okay, so I'm done with my announcements. Again, hi, Sir Howell, ready to go back to our discussion.
Hi, Miss Kate. And again, you did a great job enlivening our participants mid-training. Oh, well, right now in the afternoon, unholy hour, you did a great job. Palagpakan naman natin si Miss Kate. Congratulations sa mga nanalo. Ayan. Time flies fast when you are having fun. And as much as I want to enjoy this workshop, I also want to believe that you already are zoning in with me and getting into the vibe of finding ways to really enjoy leading in the VUCA world. So, what should we be doing now? And what should we be avoiding in terms of leading our people as a decision, as a style, traditional leadership versus VUCA leadership? So right now, some people still are, especially if you've been in the industry for 5 decades or so. And in the past many decades, autocratic leadership makes things happen. Kasi pwede mo silang takutin. Ikaw lang ang may kapangyarihan to make a decision. Autocratic leaders, the power rests solely on their shoulders. And when that happens, kung gusto mong tanggalan ng trabaho, wala nang process yan. Hindi na makokonsult ang HR, etc. In the olden times, autocratic leadership is a common thing. But now, it only can be used during emergency moments or times or incidents. That you can be autocratic only if there's fire or earthquake or political crisis, that you will have to make decisions whether they want it or not. Ayaw nilang umalis, ililikas nyo sila kasi alam nyo mamamatay sila kapag hindi sila sumama at matabunan sila ng landslide or malamon sila ng baha, diba? Etc. etc. Or matupok sila ng malaking apoy. So right now, if you can afford to be democratic, do so. Because when you are democratic, you are consulting all stakeholders. Before you make a decision, you are making sure that in a meeting you will ask, okay, team, what do you think should we be doing? I'd like to understand our team's consensus. When you are democratic, you get to see multifaceted points of view, and when you make a decision, your decision is informed. So right now, huwag na natin silang gamitan ng autocracy na parang tayo lang ang makapangyarihan. Let's empower them. Let's give them a sense of empowerment by giving them a platform to speak up so we can listen to them, so they will be heard, so that they will contribute to that team's collaborative decision on a particular issue. Ngayon, kailangan din ng compassionate. Ano ba yung bureaucratic? Sa bureaucratic, according to the book, kapag ganitong number of absences, 3-day suspension eh. But ma'am, nag-alaga ako ng anak ko na may COVID. Pasensya na ha, kasi sa book ha, I'm just being bureaucratic here. nakalagay dito sa libro, punishable ka na ng 3-day suspension or 7-day suspension without pay. Or worse, you have to be terminated. Gamitan mo naman ang puso, wag puro libro. Right now, we need to be compassionate. For example, if you're a teacher, babagsak kita kasi 74 ka. Hindi mo man lang inintindi na yung bata ay going through mental breakdown, emotional roller coaster yung pinagdadaanan niya. Hindi mo alam na magulo sa bahay niya. Hindi mo man lang kinonsider that they are living from not really paycheck to paycheck. Kita sa isang arawan ng tatay niya na may sakit din ngayon. If you don't take into consideration the emotional struggles of the people around you, at puro pasensya na kayo, ayon sa libro, ayon sa handbook, ayon sa HR manual, you are to be terminated. When you do that, wala kang puso. Right now, we can forgo bureaucracy and give room, allowance, margin for compassion. Sige, actually ganito, ibabagsak na sana kita. Pero sige, ganito. For now, bigyan muna kita ng incomplete na grade. Ha? Pero ito yung remedial class na dapat mong attenan. Ha? Every Saturday for consecutive Saturdays. And eventually, I'll give you a grade of 3. Okay na yon kaysa binagsak mo kaagad na siningko mo. Be compassionate. Ha? Ngayon, hindi mo pwedeng sabihin, nung araw ganito kami, bakit ganyan kayo? No. Mga magulang or mga leaders, if somebody is junior compared to you, younger, and then less experience compared to you, instead of gaslighting them and say, ang liit na bagay, pinalalaki nyo, no. Ask them, how can I help you? What are you going through right now? And how can I use my experience and expertise so that I can help you accomplish your task, be it doing your homework or doing your job or being effective at work. Be compassionate. Pag sinabing compassionate, yung puso mo ay nararamdaman yung puso nila. Passion, sabi nga sa Greek word na Pasko, is the suffering. You have to be willing to suffer with them. You have to understand the suffering they are feeling so you can help them eventually. Rewarding, not coercive. Puro kayo palo, puro kayo memo, puro kayo disciplinary action. Wala man lang kayong tapik sa balikat. Wala man lang kayong thumbs up. Wala man lang kayong, uy, congratulations ha. Wala man lang kayong, uy, you did a great job ha. You didn't perfect it, but you improved compared to last week. And that's a good thing. You progressed today. So be rewarding ha. Rewarding intrinsically or extrinsically. And of course, be transformational, not transactional. Sasabihin mo, empleyado rin ako dito, empleyado ka rin dito. Kung hindi ka na masaya, wala kayang pintuan. When that's what we do, or kung hindi mo kaya, mag-resign ka na lang. Ang daling sabihin, ano? But when we do that, the underlying message is that I don't care about you. I don't care about you as a human being. I don't care if you're a breadwinner. I don't care if you have 3 kids to feed. I don't care if your mother is in ICU. I don't care. Just do your job or leave. When you do that, you're transactional. But if you're transformational, you will say, okay, you have this task. You were good back then. But during the pandemic, it seems like you have been pulling your punches. How can I help you regain your momentum, your motivation? How can I help you regain your passion? When I hired you, you were this person who was oozing with passion and pride and energy and hope. But now you seem depleted with life. How can I help you? When you do that, you can transform a human being. So be transformational, not transactional. So, what are the ways to support individuals to become great leaders? Number 1, upskill them. Every time, ito ha, nakakalungkot na kapag nagka-cut ng budget, unang inalis, people training and development budget. When you do that, people don't grow. People are deprived of opportunity to maximize their potential. They don't get to discover the seeds of greatness within them. We don't add value to them. They don't sharpen their soul. Sabi nga ni Stephen Covey, they don't become effective in what they do. And when that happens, you will create a culture of mediocrity. So make sure that if you're a leader, if you cannot afford to do it on a monthly basis, contact ARIVA. We can do it for once a year or once every 3 months. And you know what? We can do something. so that your people will continue growing, not only in technical skills, but more so in soft skills. Kasi ngayon, it's all about the soft skills, the soft power of influence, communication, interconnection, relatability, etc. So and you have to create emotional and social support system. Make sure that they feel safe in schools, in their classrooms, in their cubicles, and in their departments. In your churches, they're safe. They're not being judged. And when somebody's down, let the stronger take care of the weak. And those who are well off, maybe can treat them for lunch. Emotional and social support system provide platforms and opportunity for the weak to recover and for the strong to deliver. Ulitin ko ha, for the weak to recover and for the strong to deliver. Eventually, every one of you will be strong. And imagine you being a sole performer, turning all other 12 members of your team as performers, then you were just able to successfully multiply and exponentially grow the performance of your department. Platforms to celebrate their passion in their work. Mag-create kayo ng groups and clubs. We have companies as our clients in Riva who have clubs that go biking and hiking and fishing. Do that only because it gives them a breather in this regimented work life that they have, working from Monday to Saturday, Monday to Friday, 9 to 5 or 8 to 5 or 9 to 6, or sometimes night shift, half day on a Saturday, giving them a breather to honor their passion, connect with people who have the same wavelength and same sources of joy, will give them the energy they need for the coming week. And you need to establish a culture of excellence, leadership, and loyalty. Why excellence? Because the world rewards excellence. The world rewards excellence, not mediocrity, not below par performance. The world rewards excellence. So be excellent in your delivery, in your performance, with your product and services, with your relationships, with your leadership, and with the quality of work you put in your organizations. Why leadership? Because there are billions of followers on earth. We need more leaders. And you are capable of, because you have within you the seed of greatness that we only need to harness, to value, and to maximize. And loyalty. Wala nang loyal halos ngayon. Yung tipong binigyan mo na nga hanggang 16th month pay, noong January, nag-resign pa rin, di ba? Ibinigay mo na lahat, pero iniwan ka pa rin. Well, literally and figuratively, politically and relationship-wise. So, to be loyal is to stick by and stick with and abide by and abide with, and to be there, even in the darkest moment of your school, your community, your company, or the people around you. Okay? And so this will be my parting words. So right now, VUCA, volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. Walang sigurado, pero pwede kang maging taong maasahan. Sa mundong walang kasiguraduhan, ikaw ang magiging sandalan. Masigabong palakpakan. At paano tayo magiging sandalan ng mga taong babahagi ko sa inyo ang key principles para maging mahusay kayong tagapangunan sa panahon ng VUCA. I call it persona because it stands for different traits and qualities of a leader in the VUCA world. Number 1, P, for politeness. Huwag kang bastos. Maging magalang ka. Be a person of good manners. Kasi kahit mataas ang pinag-aralan mo, kung bastos ka, not a lot of people respect you. So make sure that you have good manners. You are respectful. You are respecting other people's culture. You are respecting people who are older than you. You are respecting people who are younger than you. You are respecting their opinion. You are respecting their perception. You are not overbearing. You are not shoving down their throat your own religious beliefs. No. You are polite. You're respectful. You have good manners. Hindi ka mal-edukado. You have business etiquette. and you are considerate. Kasi alam mo, baka yung bastos na kausap mo may pinagdaraanan lang. Hindi mo alam ang saya-saya niya, pero emotionally depressed na siya or clinically depressed na siya or nalimutan niyang uminom ng gamot. Or di mo alam, bibigay na rin yung taong yan na nagkukunwari lang na mayabang, malakas, mataas. You may not be aware of it, but he has his own demons he had or she had to deal with every day and every night. So be polite. That's the least we can do. Letter E, emotional maturity. Bakit? Ang daming immature ngayon. Lahat na lang pinapatulan, lahat na lang binabash, lahat na lang kinakancel. Now, I'm not saying that canceling is bad. Canceling sometimes is good, but not canceling everyone and all the time. If we keep on burning bridges, we will be ending up alone. Kasi mismong mahal natin, pamilya natin, kaibigan natin, hindi na natin kaibigan, itinuturing na pamilya, wala na tayong maaabot at wala na makakaabot sa atin. We have burned bridges, too many bridges already in our lives. So instead of building bridges, instead of building walls and tearing down bridges, tear down walls and build bridges. Okay? So manage your emotion. Kung magagalit ka na, you will say, okay team, can I have 15 minutes? Let's have a 15-minute break. I just want to gather my own emotion. I just want to have a breather. I just want to walk with my bare foot on the grass. I just need to reground myself because I can predict that if we will not have a break and I will not have coffee or say something to Mabalot, I would be at the mercy of my violent emotion. So manage your emotion. Learn when to walk away. Govern yourself. Kung alam mo na hindi maganda ang sasabihin mo, huwag na lang. Kung alam mo makakasakit ka, well, you need to say cancel it for another day so that when the right time comes, you will have the right platform, right timing to talk about it in a respectful manner. Be calm. Ang daming tao ngayon, emotional. Totoo po yan. I'm not saying that being emotional is bad. No, emotions are good. But if you are at the mercy of emotion, you become hijacked by it. And so we regret our actions eventually. We get to bash other countries, hate other culture, shame other candidates other than our own, and then even belittle or maybe disrespect our political leaders, etc., etc. So be calm. When you're calm, your mind is brilliantly working at 100% full capacity, and so that your decisions and every action will be informed. Letter R, rapport. It's all about building relationship. At least be good at, well, starting many conversations. How's the weather? How are you doing? Kumusta ka naman? Ano nangyayari sa'yo? How are you holding up? You pulled it together successfully, etc. Just build a rapport. Different religions, no problem. What's common between us? We are both passionate parents. What's common about us is that we are both passionate Filipinos. What's common about us is that we all want to help children with disabilities. Oh, what's common about us is that we love our family. So don't focus too much on differences. Focus on what is admirable about other people. You may be always angry, but I admire your work ethics. So get along well. You may not always be happy, but when you deliver in excellence. So connect with them, understand them. And letter S, be sensitive. Akala mong nakakatawa, hindi pala. You know that there's this vlogger who became the talk of the town for the past 2 days na ba? Kasi kulang sa sensitivity. Alam niyo yan. I'm not going to mention this famous vlogger. And konting sensitivity naman. Lalo na sa mga manggagawa natin. Sa damdamin ng ibang tao. So, you need to be quickly observing. And you know that you can be aware of little clues. Hindi ko muna siya bibiruin kasi mukhang hindi pa nag-aalmusal. Mukhang napagalitan ni boss. Mukhang may pinagdadaanan. Hindi ko muna siya utusan. Tatanungin ko muna, kumusta ang weekend mo? Kumusta yung pag-reunion nyo ng LDR boyfriend mo na bumalik galing Dubai? Kumustahin mo? Huwag yung, anong trabaho? Output? Asa na? Resulta? they've been growing, maybe they are going through, in fact, they truly are going through something bothering them. So be delicate, maingat po tayo, ha? Kasi maraming madaling masaktan ngayon. And orientedness, alam mo, ang nangyayari sa kapaligiran intellectually and emotionally. Alam mo, marami ngayon ng tao na sarcastic. Why? Kasi that's the only way of making fun of the kind of life we have now. Diba? Na maaaring we're under economic crisis, plus moving on the fourth, diba? Tapos tayo ng 3 taon, ng pandemya, pang-4 na ba? Tama, 20, 21, 20, pang-4 na, moving towards the 4th year of the VUCA world. No? So, when you make decisions, don't just listen to one person. Ask other people. Before making decisions, ask everyone involved. Be fair. Okay? So when you do that, when you make decisions, you are informed. And you are fair. And non-partial. And letter N, no prejudice. Bakla, bakit mo siya, i-ridicule? Tomboy, bakit mo siya i-ridicule? Nagdadamit babae yung lalaki, nagdadamit lalaki yung babae. Iba yung relihiyon, bakit mo sila i-ridicule? Medyo matanda sa'yo, bakit mo i-ridicule? Bata sa'yo, walang alam, bakit mo i-ridicule? No. Mayaman ka o mahirap siya, bakit mo siya i-ridicule? What if ibalik niya sa'yo? What if i-ridicule ka rin niya for being older or for being younger or for being less sharp, etc., etc.? So no prejudice. In fact, you are united by a common goal in that organization to serve, to deliver products and services that will deliver joy and bring happiness to the people around you, to your church members, to your religious groups, to your workers, to your organizations. So bakit mo pagtatawanan? Bakit mo i-objectify? Bakit mo lalaitin? So, no prejudice. If you see somebody who believes differently than you do, be curious and tell them, I'd like to know about your belief all the more now that we have met personally. I want to know why you cook your food that way. I want to know why you are believing this way. When you are non-judgmental and you're just eternally curious, you don't make enemies, you make friends, and you enlarge your world. You build bridges. Kaya pala. And when you understand them, lesser will the chances be of you ridiculing them. If you are all-encompassing, all-approaching, all-embracing, all-accepting, then imagine if every human being does that, we will create a world without crisis and chaos that cannot be resolved. And letter A, assertiveness. Speak. But when you speak up, speak with clarity, respect, and dignity. Do not be arrogant. Huwag kang magmamayabang. Confident ka to speak your mind, but without the intention of belittling other people, without the intention of ridiculing other people, or making other people feel less than they should be, less than a human being. Be truthful, yes, but be respectful. When you speak the truth without love and respect, you end up hurting people, embarrassing people, humiliating people. But if you tell the truth with love and respect, isasaalang-alang mo yung damdamin niya. So hihilahin mo siya sa gilid, tapos kayo lang ang nag-uusap, sarado ang pinto, puso sa puso, at sasabihin mo sa kanya ang iyong nararamdaman. I'm not comfortable when you do this, especially when you ridicule people who are part of LGBTQ or people with the different religious beliefs, or when you ridicule people who are poor. I'm not comfortable with that. I know you're a good person. I want to know where it's coming from. When you do that, you are assertive enough to speak your mind, but respectful still to save their face. And that, my friends, is persona. The leader of the VUCA world is polite, emotionally mature, have a sense of rapport, are sensitive, with a sense of orientedness with the reality. And they have no prejudice, and they are assertive. So in closing, let's all read this, everybody. The challenge of leadership is to be strong, but not rude. Be kind, but not weak. Be bold, but not bully. Be thoughtful, but not lazy. Be humble, but not timid. And we don't want you to be proud. We just want you, well, being proud is okay, but being proud bordering to arrogance, wag. We want you to maintain a sense of humor, but in a non-offensive way. Okay? So that's a quote from Jim Rohn, which I paraphrased, and I hope that we all become a leader in the VUCA world. I see you and I feel you. Thanks, everyone. Escape?
Thank you so much, Sir Howell. Okay, now we have enough time to answer questions. And I'm receiving questions already, but for those of you who still have questions, type them here in the chat box or click the raise hand button. If you want to remain anonymous, and I will not mention your name, send your question to me privately here in the chat box. Okay, so let me just go back to that question that was sent to me privately. Here goes. If top managers do not exhibit the persona, how are we going to survive this type of working environment when they should be the ones who should be our role models?
Thank you for that question. Ang bibingka ay niluluto, paano? Mula sa ilalim at sa taas. So kung yung sa taas ay hindi naluluto, pwedeng within you, within your circle, spark little changes. Start with yourself and find a duo, create a tandem. And the two of you will create that culture of a persona kind of a leader within your team. And eventually, it will spark fire. And eventually, it will be contagious. Eventually, top management will see, teka, ang sama ng ugali ko, pero itong mga tao ko, very polite. They are mature kahit ako, pabebe. They are good at building rapport kahit ako, ang tingin ko sa kanila, they're just utilities. I will just use them so that I will achieve my target. Itong mga taong to, they don't laugh at when I crack jokes that ridicule other people. And they seem to be much more mature than me, oriented at what's happening politically. And they are not judging other people who look different, who believe differently, who have different backgrounds. And teka, ano bang nangyayari dito? That's the organic way. Now, I always say that if you cannot do it, find a conduit who can do it. So, if you cannot do it, find a conduit, yung magko-connect sa inyo who can do it. For example, your leader is the friend of an HR and your HR is a persona kind of a leader. Sabi mo, HR, persona leader, pwedeng kausapin mo naman yung boss ko kasi bastos eh. Sama talagang ugali. Nanggagaslight. At saka, basta parang kami, karamihan sa amin, kung di kami matatag, mag-resign na kami. So you can do that as well. Find a conduit who can do it if you cannot do it. So, yung mismong best friend ng boss mo, who happens to be the HR manager or VP, siya makikipag-usap doon. Better yet, ask ARIVA Academy. Di ba, Ma'am Kate? That's how we create culture. Through learning events, we involve top management. And in learning, we don't change them. In fact, they change themselves. Oo nga, no? Oo nga, no? So when they learn something new, and then they will do self-reflection, makikita na, I need to change. So that's another way of doing it. But don't be helpless. You can start already within yourself.
Thank you for that question. Here's another question. Medyo mahaba-haba po yung questions.
Okay, ma'am.
Several questions. Okay, here goes. How do you balance planning for the future and at the same time being present for your employees? How do you keep your team on track with the mission, vision, and values of the organization and inspire others while keeping yourself inspired already about the organization's mission?
Ayan. Thank you, Ma'am Kate. I love listening to Buddhist teachers, and they would say that everything happens now. The past is, in fact, the future of the present. And the present is the future of the past. So what we do now will eventually be the past. But it also is the future that we have dreamt of yesterday. So, right now, breathe in and out, recognize that you are given an opportunity to live again. Make the people now understand that today matters. And make them understand the importance of achieving the goal. But then, ang sabi ni Tony Robbins, progress makes people happy. Kung grumpy ka ngayon kasi hindi mo pa na-achieve ang goal, and you will only achieve it by December 31, 2023, for the rest of the year, except the last day of the year, you will be grumpy. So, right now, today is already the past of the future. Today is already the future of the past. And today is the present. So make sure that today be there for your people. Let them know that we're doing something to achieve our goal. And ask the people, okay, ano pang mga kailangan natin gawin? Do we need to replenish you? Do you need more time? Do you need more sleep? Do you need more resources? Kailangan nyo ba ng bonus? Mukbang? Papikigisado? Pa-ambers? Anong kailangan nyo? So you can balance inspiring people and inspiring yourself now, and hitting the target, taking care of the future, and taking of the past now. When you do that, everybody say, I am in control. You're not in control of the future. In fact, you're in control of your own decisions. And when you decide to inspire your people now, to help your people now, to grow your people now, to help them achieve their targets now, to upskill them, to build their capacity now, then slowly but surely you are on your way to achieving your target. If we worry too much about the future and not celebrate what we have right now, then we will live in a world that is VUCA victim, as a VUCA victim. But I always say that the shortcut to happiness is gratitude. Attitude of gratitude is, in fact, the shortcut to happiness. Be grateful for your people for showing up. They're only bringing 40% of their capacity kasi nga they're going through a lot, but it's okay. Give me that 40% and I'll give my 100% now. And we can do it. And if we get defeated, if we fail, recalibrate. What will we do next? What will it take for us to achieve our target for the next quarter? Everything happens now. Present, the future is happening now. Even the past.
Thank you for that.
Nasagot ko ba, Miss Kate, yung tanong? Balancing, no? Nasagot ko ba yung mahabang tanong?
Nasagot po ang question. Thank you so much. We have another question here. So I think most of the questions are being sent to me privately. So here's the next one. If you are an autocratic kind of leader, the type that even your supervisor will just say, just follow and do what they want, we can't do anything about it. What will be your mindset and move to be able to survive this kind of environment? To stay or to leave? Oh, medyo may hugot na po ito. She's asking if magsistay pa ba or aalis na, if ganun ang kanilang leader.
Yan, thank you, Ms. Kate. Kung autocratic ang leader, the autocratic leader has to only accept first that he has to change, that she has to change. Otherwise, he or she will suffer the consequence. Human beings can only take so much right now. Di ba, Ms. Kate? Kahit sinong pinakamabait, sasabog at sasabog. Kahit sinong pinakagipit, mag-resign yan kung puri na niya ang niyuyurakan. Therefore, if you are not open to change, then you definitely will eventually have a future where your team would have a high transition rate or attrition rate or replacement rate. Good for you if you can find new people, but I doubt it. Because right now, people value, especially seniors and millennials, they value protecting their mental health and inner peace. Tama ba, Ms. Kate? So yun ha, kung ikaw yung autocratic leader, well, sumunod lang kayo sa akin. O sige, hanggang kailan, hanggang saan? There will be a tipping point, as we mentioned a while back. Thank you, Ms. Kate.
Okay, and I think because of time constraint, this would be our last question. And mukhang heavy yung pinanggalingan nito. Sir Howell, how do you lead toxic subordinates?
Toxic subordinates are human beings who are going through a lot. And if you're going to judge them for their behavior now, they're behaving at their worst. And it's unfair to just to just judge them for how they behave now. Sit down with them. Ask them, Rachel, I really am bothered by how you behave right now. You weren't like this before, and I'm sure something is going on with you. And that within you, I'm sure you have life storms. Remember, I'm your boss. Remember, I'm your colleague. Or remember, I'm your best friend. I cannot help you if you will not let me help you. Let me in your world. Let me understand you. And let me help you by taking your proverbial hand. And if you're incapable of making decisions and going to a right direction, I will do that with you. I will provide for you a sense of direction, and I will give you a sense of energy. I'm here for you. I'm not giving up on you. Now, chances are, when they trust you, they will open up. If not, give them some time. Now, pity them if they decide to just leave only because they don't find you trustworthy enough, or they don't find it within themselves the strength to open up. Sabi ko nga kanina, it's not weakness to ask for help. Okay? So never judge anyone who behaves badly now. Because remember, they were good human beings back then. They still are. And yet they are battling their demons within them. They're going through something. And instead of judging them and executing them now, be a friend instead of a foe. Be the light instead of the darkness. Be the hope instead of the hopelessness. And I thank you. Philippines!
Sasabihin ko pa lang po, parang answer ng ating mga Miss Universe sagot.
Well, Miss Kate, sabi ko nga sa inyo, one of the things I'd look at is, kasi nga, there's this already one pageant who approached me asking for, can you coach our candidates locally and internationally so that they can think on their feet and speak with sense and with passion? Sige, sabi ko, sige. And I hope that will happen soon. And manifest that.
Well, congratulations in advance to that, Sir Howell. And thank you so much for being very generous to all of our participants. You really shared your wisdom. Not just the knowledge that you have, it's really wisdom coming from you.
Salamat, Miss Kate.
Salamat
Alam mo, kasi ang ARIVA. So palakpakan natin ang ARIVA. Grabe, libre ito, ha? Libre sa participants, pero tayo may pakimkim, di ba, Miss Kate? Mukhang advance kang naparating sa akin, eh. So maraming salamat.
Thank you. We would like to present you with a certificate right now, Sir Howell.
Talaga?
Yes. So let me just show this. I will read it. There goes. ARIVA Academy, Learning Development at its finest, gratefully presents this certificate of appreciation to Howell B. Mabalot. Invaluable knowledge and wisdom to the delegates of leadership skills in the new landscape of work leading in a highly disruptive VUCA world, held on January 18, 2023 via Zoom platform, signed by Chairman and Chief Strategist, Learning Event Producer J.M. McKenzie, and President and Chief Learning and Development Strategist Michelle Irish Malondes Samson. So ladies and gentlemen, another round of applause for our speaker, Mr. Howell Mabalot.
Maraming salamat, Madam President Irish, Sir J.A., Sir J.P., DJ Eric, at ang buong technical team, at the buong ARIVA family. At sa lahat ng narito, maraming salamat sa inyong panahon.
It is really always our pleasure to be with all of our participants, serving them through this webinar that we're doing. So maraming salamat again, Sir Howell. And before we call it a day, let's do a group photo. Okay.
Ayan.
Let's do a group photo. Ayan, so please, if your cameras are still off, please turn them on. Join us in this group photo. Ayan. And we are going to call a new technical director this afternoon. So Direct JA, can you join
Hey.
us?
Hello, everyone.
Hello,
Thank you for-
Director A.
Okay, everyone. We encourage everyone to open the camera so we can able to start a group picture. Okay, in the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, for another shot. 1. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you, Miss K.
Thank you so much, Direct JA. You're doing well. Thank you. Now, on behalf of everyone from ARIVA Academy, maraming salamat po for being with us on this wonderful Wednesday. Thank you for being with us, and we're looking forward to welcoming you again in our future learning events. Thank you, everyone. Have a good afternoon. God bless you all.
Thank you, Ms. K. God bless everyone. Happy 2023!